Welcome back to CryleRealEstate.com. I'm Matt Kryle, and this is Volume 1, Episode 4 of our Homeseller's Roadmap, a pre-listing interview. Now, public record shows basic information about a property from chain of ownership to legal description, lot size, square footage, etc., but wise sellers command broader details in order to stay on offense. How about a dozen questions to get you started? First, is the recorded information accurate? If not, get it squared away because this will goof you up when the appraiser takes measurements or the syndicators of listing information auto-populate from recorded data. What are the encumbrances? What are the outstanding loans and lines of credit on the property? Are there easements that benefit others? Is there any sort of lien or special assessment waiting to be paid off? Is the property subject to outside governance? Is there an owner's association or covenants, conditions, and restrictions that guide the use of the property? If so, do you have the related documentation, including board meeting minutes, budgets, insurance information, correspondence, etc.? What's the architecture? How would you describe the exterior of the place? Is it colonial, Tudor, Victorian? And what about the layout? Is it traditional, great room, split level? If you have any construction drawings, get them to a blueprint shop so they can be digitized for use in addressing discrepancies with the public record and become meaningful presentation material. Why are you selling? You're going to have to expect that the buyer is going to ask this nosy question and work out an answer in advance because "we're not telling" doesn't achieve the desired effect. Now, this can be tricky because there might be personal reasons like divorce, loss of a job, or other hardship that diminish negotiating strength. There could be practical reasons like difficult relationships with neighbors or sensitivity to traffic noise. You must stay in bounds where your state's disclosure laws are concerned. But a benign answer runs along the lines of, hey, we're headed for a new season in our lives. What we need from a home today is different from what we needed when we bought this one. When do you need to be where you're going? Much is fine-tuned around this question. If there's a job waiting for you in Timbuktu, then the opportunity cost of waiting to move has to be figured into your pricing. If your kids need to be in place by the beginning of the school year, you have to plan around expected market time, plus expected escrow time on both sides of your move, along with whether or not the purchase of your next home will be contingent upon the sale of this one. What sold you on the property? Remembering what attracted you sheds light on what to feature in the presentation phase. Have you done any updating? Now, science shows up on the scene here as improvements under your stewardship will play a role in pricing. It's helpful to have copies of plans, permits, invoices, user's manuals, etc., packaged for a buyer's review and left behind at closing. What would you do if you stayed? If you were compelled to remain in place for another 5 years and obliged to entertain regularly during that time, what would you change? This should give you a sense for how the asset measures up to current functional and decorative tastes. What do you see through buyer's eyes? You've probably been doing a bit of shopping online for your next home. Imagine that your property popped up as a candidate and rate its condition on a scale of 1 to 10. Be brutal and ask yourself what would have to be done to improve that rating. What does the competition look like? The principle of substitution plays a vital role in the pond. Buyers will consider alternative properties, basing their choice on the relative merits of a given value proposition. If a buyer has your property under consideration, rest assured that the others available in your area are as well. Wise sellers study these comparable assets through buyer's eyes in order to determine where they are in the pecking order. Do you have any third-party takes on market value? Have you refinanced or had a cause to secure an appraisal in the recent past? Is there an automated valuation model such as Zillow's Zestimate to give you some guidance? Buyers are equipped with data and technology that wasn't available in the past. Be ready to deal with their preconceived notions about the value of your asset. Hey, a wise seller will get ahead of the game by spending the time and energy to bundle information at the outset for propulsion across the turbulent waters of the pond. Okay, you've got your asset trader's hat on. You know what you control. You understand the pond and you've answered meaningful questions in advance. The next episode wraps up Volume 1 with a discussion of the 5 fronts upon which you'll be negotiating. I'll see you there.